Today, we are diving deep into a myth of cosmic order, all-consuming fire, and, well, the birth of a creator from the ashes of a dead universe. This is the story of the Red Specter. You know, this entire epic journey is really driven by one single question. And it's a heavy one for sure, but it frames everything. What if, to save everything you know, you first have to destroy everything you are? So, to navigate this myth, we're going to use a kind of map of the mind, a drama in three parts. You've got the id, right? That's our raw primal instinct. Then there's the superego, that moral voice of restraint. And caught right in the middle, that's the ego, the rational self just trying to figure out a way forward. See, this cosmic battle, it's also a psychological one.
Our story begins in a universe of absolute unbreakable law. It's a realm of perfect, silent, and completely suffocating order. In this first act, our protagonist is basically the living embodiment of the superego. He's the arbiter of stasis, the universe's ultimate angel on the shoulder, and his only job? Impose restraint, prevent any and all change. Period. And what was his guiding principle? What was the one rule? Just this: perfect stillness and law. He was governed by this cold logic that saw any shift, any little bit of growth as a massive threat to existence itself. The universe had to stay frozen, unchanging, forever. And this really highlights the two sides of this cosmic order, which the myth calls the iron rime. I mean, on one hand, yeah, it was a protective shell, a shield against chaos. But over time, that shield became a cage, a totally lifeless prison where nothing new could ever be born. But a prison, no matter how perfect, is still a prison. And eventually something always breaks through. Which brings us to Act 2, a spark of ruin. And enter the id. This is the primal fire of Muspelheim, that wild, untamed furnace of creation. It's the devil on the shoulder, whispering a very dangerous new idea into that silent void: change. And just like that, everything changed. A single touch of this crimson spark was all it took to completely shatter the Arbiter's identity, infecting him with the volatile, messy energy of life itself. The stillness was broken forever. But here's the absolutely crucial part. This spark, this raw life force, it wasn't salvation, not by itself. In its pure form, it was just unchecked chaos, way too destructive for any kind of real, sustained existence. It was a fire that would just consume everything, leaving absolutely nothing but ruin. So, you see the problem, right? The universe is trapped between two paths to total ruin: a frozen prison on one side and an all-consuming fire on the other. Act 3 is all about finding a third way, the path of the gardener. This is where the ego finally emerges. Our protagonist isn't just the superego's warden anymore, and he's not the id's raw chaos either. He becomes the rational mediator, the driver of the mind, and he's forced to build a brand new identity from the wreckage of his two former selves. And this was his big aha moment. He realized that the extreme rigidity of his past and the total annihilation offered by the fire, they were just different roads to the exact same end, a dead universe. Neither path could ever work. So he defines his new role. What does he do? First, he rejects both extremes, just says no. Then he does something incredible. He tempers the fire, turning that raw chaos into a precise tool. He starts to use this deliberate heat to purge the stagnation of the old order. And then finally, he cultivates new life from the very ash of that destruction. This synthesis, this integration of two warring forces, it doesn't just save the universe, it completely redefines it. And here is how it all comes together beautifully. The iron rime, the old superego, it isn't destroyed. It becomes the foundation, the structure. The crimson spark, the id, provides the engine of life and change. And the gardener, our new ego, stands right in the middle, making sure there's balance and growth. The cosmic cycle is restored. So the ultimate outcome of this whole epic transformation is a universe that's neither frozen solid nor burning to the ground. It achieves this healthy, evolving equilibrium, a state of what you could call balanced chaos, a place where things can finally die so that new things have a chance to grow. And that leaves us with one last, really personal question. This cosmic myth, it plays out inside of all of us, right? That constant pull between our own rigid order and chaotic instinct.
In that internal struggle, who or what is your gardener?